Hello everyone, welcome to ACE Online and welcome to Daily Current Affairs session. We have a few articles only for today. There are 5 articles and one is a little bit conceptual one, that is mitochondrial disease. So this is part of science and technology, a very important and a science-based article. So this is important for most of the exams. Next we have Upper Siang hydropower project. This is part of geography, right? So this is a project which there is a protest going on. You need to know about the facts related to it, right? There is no concept to explain as such. Next one, Colombo Security Conclave. So this is part of international relation as well as security in the Indian Ocean region, right? So it can be part of security issues also of India as well as international relations. Next, government e-marketplace. So this is part of economy. It is an economy. We will see this as well. Next, one more article, that is BIMSTEC related to international relations, right? So these are all the 5 articles that we are going to cover. Along with it, there are 4-5 factual pointers and some practice questions as usual, right? So these are all the articles that we are going to cover today. I hope my voice video is clear, right? A very good evening, Srinath and Keshav. So let's start the session with the first article. It won't take much time today, don't worry, right? This is the context that locals are protesting against the Upper Siang hydropower project, right? So this is taken from the Indian Express. What is hydropower? Hydropower is the electricity generated through the water using the turbines and all, right? So there are different types of hydropower projects. Run-off river project, that means without constructing any dam, right? So run-off river projects. Run-off river. So through just the natural flow of water, we can create the hydroelectricity. But this will not be huge, but it will be a less. Fine. Similarly, we have a large hydropower projects which have huge capacity to create, right? We need to create dams, reservoirs and all. But yeah, locals are protesting against this Siang hydropower project in Arunachal Pradesh, right? So we need to know about this proposed project, right? This is a proposed project for the capacity of generating 11,000 megawatts of electricity on Siang River in Arunachal Pradesh. So this name itself is, we can get a clue that this is part of Siang River and the capacity is 11,000 megawatts of electricity. Similarly, it is located in Arunachal Pradesh. So these are the facts that you need to remember, right? Earlier the project was planned in 2 different phases, stage 1 and stage 2. Siang upper stage 1, stage 2. So those are actually a smaller projects, smaller dams and all. Then people have not been protested too much because they are the small projects and less requirement of displacement of people. But now government has decided to merge both the things and they are aiming to create Upper Siang multi-purpose storage project. It is not just about hydroelectricity. The water can be used for agriculture, for drinking purposes. So it is a multi-purpose project which the government has planned. As part of this project, the government aimed to construct 300-meter high dam. So the height of this dam is 300 meters. Such a huge dam. It will become the largest ever dam in the subcontinent of India, right? So this is the plan to create the 300 meters high dam, largest in the, high dam, largest it will be, of course, in the future if it is constructed, right? And this is strategically located in the to counter the Chinese influence of the project. See, let's see the Brahmaputra river, or you can say the Yarlang Tsangpo in China. So this is actually Tibet region, and then here we have Namcha Barwa, the bend, syntaxical bend. So here Brahmaputra will come back to India, right? So China is at the upper stream and India is at the lower stream. Now if Chinese construct a lot of projects here, what will happen? The river, the water will not be able to run through this river. They are utilizing more. So to counter their projects, they have proposed some projects under it. China has proposed some projects under it to not send, to utilize most of the water so that we won't get much of the water. They do have a lot of other rivers, but they are using this because to counter the growth of India. India is growing at the international level. So to counter that, India has proposed a bigger, much bigger dam so that we can create our dam here. So whatever the water that is being left over, or through the rainfall also we will get it, can be stored at the level, right? So this is the objective of this dam. Now, what is the opposition for it? Why there is a opposition from all of different communities? It is said to be threatening the local ecosystem. You all know that Northeast India consists of a lot of hills, right? Lot of hills, lot of ecosystem, lot of national parks, biodiverse reserves. So if the dam is being constructed, then it will affect the local ecosystem. That is one concern. Second one is, it is going to displace 300 villages. So we need to vacate the 300 villages to construct that particular dam, right? So these people will obviously need to settle somewhere else. That is also one more concern being raised. And also, there is a loss, there may be a loss of cultural practices, because a lot of tribes residing in this region have a local affiliation to the plants also. Even plants, ecosystems are considered as a god. So if you are replacing them, the culture itself will lost. So that is also one more threatening issue. And one more thing, the concern about the project is, under the Forest Conservation Amendment Act. Forest Conservation Amendment Act is there, 1980, that Indian government has passed. So it exempts strategic projects. This is a strategic projects to take any permission. So I mean, usually if you are constructing any important projects which are threatening the environment, you need to take a lot of permission, including the Gram Sabha also. But some strategic projects, there was an exemption in the act itself that certain strategic projects no need to take permission from anyone, they can construct. So this is also one of the criticism of the project. So because of all these negative issues, the people or the experts are opposing the project, right? So this is the situation. You need to know about the data or facts related to this Upper Siang project. Very simple article. Okay. Next one, Colombo Security Conclave. Again, a very, very important one, because Bangladesh has joined as a fifth country, fifth member of this Colombo Security Conclave. So our neighbor has joined this Colombo Security Conclave. That's why it becomes important. You will see a lot of questions. The context itself can become a question. Recently, which country has joined the Colombo Security Conclave initiative? So that is nothing but the Bangladesh. So total 5 countries are part of it. Earlier, there are total 4 countries. One is India, then Sri Lanka and Maldives. These were the 3 countries who has initiated this Colombo Security Conclave. These 3 countries has initiated way back in 2011. So it was formed in 2011 by these 3 countries, India, Sri Lanka and Maldives. This may be also asked in the exam, right? With the name Trilateral Maritime Security Grouping. So this was the earlier name. The 3 countries, the Sri Lanka, India and Maldives together, they have formed Trilateral Maritime Security Grouping, right? Later, Mauritius also joined. So the one more country that joined is Mauritius. This is also located in the Indian Ocean itself, right? So if you see, this is India, right? We have Sri Lanka, we have Maldives here, here we have Lakshadweep, our own islands, and then we have Mauritius here, a little bit more. This is the Indian Ocean, and then we have also Seychelles. One more country is there, Seychelles. We will see about that also. So India, Maldives and Sri Lanka, they have joined. Later, Mauritius also joined as a fourth country, right? So what is the objective of this? That is also important for us. The objective is to protect the Indian Ocean, maritime security. There will be a lot of piracy issues. There will be terrorists also coming. You might be aware about the Mumbai blast which was happened. They came from Arabian Sea itself, right, which is part of Indian Ocean. So to counter the terrorism or piracy issues, any maritime security issues, including the environmental concerns, these 3 countries has initiated. Later, Mauritius also joined this. Fine. But in 2020, this Trilateral Maritime Security Grouping was renamed as Colombo Security Conclave. Colombo Security Conclave, it has renamed with the aim, including the cyber security, and few more objectives were also included in this, right? Recently, Bangladesh has joined it. This also a hidden objective for India, because to counter the increasing domination of China. You might be aware about the One Belt, One Road. They are connecting the whole Europe continent along with the sea lines. Even Sri Lanka has become part of the One Road, One Belt initiative, Maritime Silk Road, right? They are connecting, and their domination in the Indian Ocean region is increasing. That's why India is trying to form a small group within Indian Ocean so that they can counter the China as well. This is a hidden one, not though it is not explicitly mentioned. And within this Colombo Security Conclave, Seychelles is an observer country. So in future it may become, but as of now we have only 5 countries. That is India, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Mauritius, and now recently Bangladesh has become part of it, right? So Seychelles is an only observer country of this initiative. Fine. So this is about the objective, when it was launched, background, and when it was rebranded, which are all the countries, what is the objective, all these things you have to know, right? That is about the Colombo Security Conclave. Next article is Government E-Marketplace. Any doubt in the previous article? I hope this is clear, both Upper Siang project as well as Colombo Security Conclave. It is mostly of factual. You have to remember the facts, right? Government E-Marketplace. The context is government, this is taken from Press Information Bureau. The Government E-Marketplace has recorded 136% of growth in just one quarter, that is 3 months. Within 3 months, the selling of merchandise has increased 136%. 1.36 times it has increased, right? That is the context. Now let's see what is this Government E-Marketplace. You all know that we have a number of e-commerce things like Amazon, Flipkart and all, right? So if government office, say for example there is a government office, so within the Ministry of Finance, they require benches, right? They require pens, they require books, all those things are required for an office. Now earlier they were buying it from some market, like giving some vendors or tenders, or from Amazon, Flipkart, so there is a lot of other sources. But now, because of that, there was a lot of increased corruption. They are showing some bills, they are increasing the cost, and then it is affecting the corrupted. I mean, it is becoming some corruption. The people who are doing all these things in between, they are sidelining certain money. Because of that, government itself has brought a new e-marketplace. It's like an e-commerce website. It is an online platform for public procurement. It is not for private. You cannot buy any goods from that. It is completely for a public. It can be state government, it can be central government, it can be any departments, it can be public sector unit, PSUs. So whatever the government departments are there, they can buy whatever the requirement goods from this Government E-Marketplace. So who will sell here? Government will introduce any of the sellers, especially the local sellers, they will encourage to come and sell. So everything is streamlined now. It will report how much it was bought, how much money was spent on that. Everything is digitalized. So no corruption will be there. If there is some cross-check, if there is any cross-check by auditing teams, then even if some culprits are there, they can catch, right? Because everything is streamlined through online. This was launched by Ministry of Commerce in 2016. Government E-Marketplace was launched by Ministry of Commerce in 2016. And the objective is to procure the goods in a transparent manner for all the government departments, right? That is the objective. Now it was made mandatory from 2017. Ministry of Finance made mandatory that all the central government offices, they have to procure from this website only. Whatever goods you want, even if you want a pen, you have to buy mandatorily from Government E-Marketplace so that it will be recorded and the corruption can be reduced. Right? So this was mandated in 2017, and to implement this Government E-Marketplace, Ministry of Commerce has created a special purpose vehicle with 100% government owned. So all the company, no more private players are involved, only government. It's a separate special purpose vehicle that is like a small company which was a non-profit. So it works for the non-profit, just clubbing, the sellers will be interacted with the buyers, the government websites, and then the goods will be transferred from them. No intermediaries will be there. It is a non-profit. It won't take any profit also from the buyers or sellers, right? So this was created by the Ministry of Commerce. As of now, the portal has more than 11,000 goods, including fire safety, computers, telephone, everything is there required for the government offices, right? So that is about the Government E-Marketplace. Very good evening, Kumari Shanti, welcome to the session. Yes, Ranjan, it is only for government purposes, right? It is not for private. You cannot buy, right? It is only for government. Now government has come up with the open commerce website. It is still building up. That will be available for private players as well. But this government e-marketplace is only for public offices, only for government purposes, right? So that is one important fact. Next article is about BIMSTEC, Bay of Bengal Initiative for Maritime Security, Economic and Technology Upgradation, right? So full form also is important. Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sector, sorry, it is not maritime, it is multi-sector technical and economic cooperation, okay? So this is the full form. Now the context is, recently India has hosted the BIMSTEC foreign ministers. These are the BIMSTEC countries' foreign ministries, right? This is the first meet after having a charter for BIMSTEC. Now for any organization there will be a charter, rules, regulations and all. But since its origin till recent May 20, there was no charter for BIMSTEC. We will see about that also. So now the foreign minister meet has happened recently, right, in New Delhi. That's why the context has come. Now let's know about the Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation, BIMSTEC, right? This was launched as an economic bloc. That means to promote the trade, to encourage the growth of economies of those countries and all, and the transfer of employees or the labor. It is an economic bloc which was launched in 1997 through Bangkok Declaration. So they may ask you in the exam, Bangkok Declaration is establishing of which organization? So it is the BIMSTEC, right? That is important. It was established in 1997 through BIMSTEC Declaration. Now initially it was formed by Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka and Thailand. So only 4 countries were part initially: India, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Bangladesh. Later it has allowed to join the Maldives, right? And then Bhutan, Nepal, other countries also joined. Let's see which are all the countries part of it, right, in 1997. And the headquarters of the permanent secretariat of BIMSTEC is located in Dhaka. It is not in India, rather it is located in the Dhaka, Bangladesh, right? Now, what is the objective? We have already seen this is an economic bloc. That means they are going to support each other in terms of labor transfer, skill development, economic trade development. So it is an economic regional bloc, but later it was enhanced to many sectors. Earlier it is trade, technology, energy, transport, tourism and all. But now there are total 14 priority areas. They may also ask you in the statement based. The total 6 priority are there at present. No, it is a 14 priority of cooperation, cyber security, all those things are also included, right? Climate change was also added as part of the cooperation since 2008 within the BIMSTEC, right? So as of now, we have, India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Thailand, Maldives, and then we have Bhutan, Nepal as well. So these are all the countries part of the BIMSTEC. Now, about the charter adaptation, we were discussing just a few minutes before. BIMSTEC was not having any charter, like United Nations has a charter, rules, regulations and all. But BIMSTEC, for public procurement here means, for previous article you are asking, public here means government. Public here means government, okay? Public procurement means, public here means government one, right? So don't have a confusion in this. Public here means government. So private means your individuals and all will come. Public, private in terms of the government, right? It is not about in terms of the individuals, right? We are all private individuals. We are not part of the government. Fine? Yes, Kumar Shanti, it is located in the Bangladesh, Dhaka. So BIMSTEC charter was signed in the 5th summit happened in the Sri Lanka. In 2022, we have established a charter for BIMSTEC. Earlier, there is no charter at all, no rules and regulation at all, right? So with the endorsement of the Nepal, recently Nepal has given the endorsement. All the countries has given earlier, but Nepal was the last. After it has approved, ratified in this year itself, 2024, May 20, now the charter came into the picture, right? So this charter came into the picture in 2024. That is also important, right? Now about the charter, it is a document explaining all the rules and regulation, how is the groups can work, how they can cooperate, all the rules and regulations was mentioned in the charter itself, right? That is about the BIMSTEC, right? You need to know about who are all the countries, what is the cooperated area, when it was launched, what is the declaration, and when the charter came into the picture, all these things you need to know. Okay, right. The last article and a little bit complex article, right? You need to understand, and science, especially those who are preparing for science exams. So this is a very important article. Let's understand mitochondrial disease. We will discuss what is mitochondria, what is in vitro fertilization, what is mitochondrial disease, how can they be cured. Everything will be discussed in this article, a very important one, right? The context is the new in vitro fertilization procedure has called mitochondrial donations as offer a cure to mito. So mitochondrial diseases are there, you will get it after some discussion. There is a new research that those mitochondrial disease can be cured through certain process, through in vitro fertilization and all. Let's understand, we'll come back to the context later. Let's now understand what is in vitro fertilization. Right? You all know how the natural births occur. It is a reproduction between two genders, right? So we required the egg as well as the sperm for the reproduction. For any beings, for any animals or humans, we require the combination or reproduction, fertilization of egg and sperm. Now there is lot of issues in animals, birds, humans. There's a lot of issues within this egg or our DNA or sperm. There is a lot of issues related to this. Because of this, there is a new method coming, that is in vitro fertilization. Rather than natural reproduction, we are doing it in the laboratory. So we will be collecting the sperm and egg and made them to react in the test tube, right? So we can artificially do this. That process is called as the in vitro fertilization. So in vitro fertilization means the reproduction between sperm and egg takes place out of the body, outside of the body. That is called as the in vitro fertilization, a very basic definition, right? You need to know about the basic understanding how it happens. So it is happening outside of the human body, right? This can be done by collecting the matured eggs from the female animal, and then it is fertilized with the sperm of the male animal in the lab artificially. And then once the reproduction happens, the embryo will generate. After the egg and sperm reaction, the embryo will be generated, and that will be transferred back to the uterus of the female animal or humans as well, right? So after the fertilization, the embryo will generate, and the embryo then will be transferred to the animal, the female animal or uterus, right? So this is called as the in vitro fertilization. Is this clear? Yes, correct. In vitro means test tube baby. Yes, correct. It not only happens for humans, it can be for any animals, right? Is this clear? Once this is clear, we will move to next part, right? I hope this is clear. I'll show you one civil services question as well. On UPSC question was asked from this in vitro fertilization in 2021 prelims. At the end, we will solve. Yes, Dolly, Henny, the sheep, goats, the first ones were generated using CRISPR-Cas9 and all in China. Correct. Now, moving to the next step, that is, we will know what is the in vitro fertilization, we will know what is mitochondria, then we will see mitochondrial disease and how they can be treated, right? Now, let's understand mitochondria. Our human cells, right, our human body is generated. Yeah, thank you. I think it is clear now. Let's move ahead. Now, our human body is completely made up of cells. Not only human body, it can be animals, it can be birds. All the things are made up of cells. So you take any part of our body, we have millions of cells, right? Within the cell, there is a mitochondria. There is a mitochondria. It is a sausage-shaped organelle. You can see here. So within cell, we have this is all the cell, and within that we have a mitochondria. You can see here. So this is the mitochondria, right? This is called as the powerhouse of the cell. That means whatever energy that is required for your body, required for all the cells to work, that energy is being given by the mitochondria itself, because it converts the oxygen and glucose into energy to work. If the mitochondria won't generate an energy, you will just sleep in the home because you don't get any energy to work, right? So energy is nothing but the power generated to work. That is given by the mitochondria itself. In each and every cell, there is a number of mitochondria which will generate the energy required for you to work, for any animal or humans, right? So that is called as the mitochondria. Now, one more thing important to understand here, we have within our cells, there is a DNA, right? We have DNA. This is called as the nuclear DNA. Nucleus DNA or nuclear DNA. So for within cell, we have a nucleus and then DNA. Along with that, mitochondria is separate. Mitochondria is a separate one within cell, and within mitochondria we have again a DNA for mitochondria. Such a magical, there are no questions also which can answer by science. How can a mitochondria will again have a separate DNA? This is such a magical thing how our human body formed. So within our human body, there is a nuclear DNA within cell separately, and within mitochondria there is again a DNA. For each mitochondria, there is a separate DNA. That is called as the mitochondria DNA, and this is called as the nuclear DNA. Two different things. I hope this is clear. Please respond if it is clear now. So we do have two types of DNA. One is the nuclear DNA for each cell, and within mitochondria there is again a mitochondria DNA, right, for each mitochondria. That is a important thing to be understood. Now moving ahead, so whatever the energy that is generated by mitochondria is called as adenosine triphosphate, ATP. This is the energy that is giving you to work, right? That is giving you to listen this class, to sit and understand these things. All this energy is given by this particular mitochondria in terms of adenosine triphosphate. Yeah, right. Now they have their own DNA. We have discussed this. And one very important fact is that all the mitochondria DNA that you inherit in the cells, in your cell there is a mitochondria DNA. All this mitochondria DNA is received from your mother only. A very important thing to be understood. Nuclear DNA or nucleus DNA, you are inherited 50% from your father and 50% from your mother. So your genes, nucleus genes is a combination of your father and mother. But the mitochondria DNA is 100% from the mother. A very important fact. That is one important fact. Now tell me, if there is any disease given by mitochondria, okay? If there is any disease given by mitochondria, will you inherit from both father and mother or only from mother? So answer to this question, if you are getting any disease through mitochondria, is this from only from mother side or is it from both father and mother? It is not from both, it is from mother only. We have just discussed that if the genetic disease are there, those are from both father and mother is possible, genetic disease, because nucleus DNA is given by both father and mother. But mitochondrial DNA you receive completely from your mother itself. So if there is a mitochondrial disease, that means it will come only from the mother side. Correct. Srinath, Ramya, yes. Kumari, Keshav, you have answered. Fine. Now coming to the mitochondrial disease. Mitochondrial disease are those disease which occurs if there is an effect in mitochondria, right? So what is mitochondria is doing? Mitochondria is giving a lot of energy to work. If there is a discrepancy in mitochondria, how can we get any energy? So that will related to many of the disease. So any lot of diseases can give if the mitochondria is not functioning well. So to cure this, if any of the disease that is occurring through the issue in the mitochondria, those are called as the mitochondrial disease, right? So this is two different things that you need to know, that mitochondrial disease will occur only from mother, that is one thing. And then if any malfunction is there in mitochondria, the cells may not function well and your energy generation will reduce and it will lead to a lot of diseases, right? So that is one thing. And also mitochondrial disease can be caused by mutations in mitochondria or nuclear DNA. This is one important fact to be understood. Understand what I am telling. Though it is from woman, right, I mean the mother side, but if there is any mitochondrial issue, it not only disturbs the mitochondrial DNA, it can also disturbs the overall DNA also. See, understand this one. Again, I am explaining here. This is our cell, right? Within that we have nucleus, and within nucleus we have a chromosomes and then DNA, right? And we have a mitochondria. Separate mitochondria are also there. Now, if there is an issue with this mitochondria, this may affect the DNA as well inside the nucleus. So this is one important, though it is from mother side only, but still if there is any discrepancy in mitochondria, it can also affect the DNA also. This is one important fact to be understood, right? I hope this is clear. Now coming to the mitochondrial replacement therapy. Mitochondrial replacement therapy, right? Now this is to cure the mitochondrial disease. This is to clear the mitochondrial disease. Now what we will do to resolve this issue? We have egg, we have sperm, right? We have an egg and we have a sperm. Within this egg, we have a mitochondria. Within this egg, we have a mitochondria, right? Now what we can do? This sperm has to react with the egg, right? Then only we will get the reproduction. But this mitochondria is in the issue. It has some certain issue from mother side. Now what we will do? We will take this egg from the mother. So there is a father, mother. We will take this, but what we will do? We will take the donor. So this person is called as the donor. One more woman, right? So she is also woman. Now what we will do? DNA, everything will be there from mother side only. We are just removing the mitochondria. We will remove the mitochondria in the lab. We will collect this egg. We will collect the sperm, whoever want to have a children. Now what we will do, from this mother side, we will remove this mitochondria, right? And we will take mitochondria from the cell. It is not happening naturally within the human. We are doing all these things in the lab. So we are not affecting the woman or any people here, right? So we have taken the egg from the donor and we have removed the mitochondria now. From this egg we have removed the mitochondria and this mitochondria will be implanted here. We have removed the damaged mitochondria and then we have taken the donor's egg and from that we have removed the egg and then we have adding it to this particular egg. Now the fertilization can happen, right? So we are using the nucleus DNA from the mother, but we are just replacing the mitochondria from the donor. Then now the fertilization can happen and there won't be any disease, right? So mitochondria inherited disease won't be there because now the defected mitochondria we have removed and we have taken from the donor, right? So this is how it works. We can remove the, we can cure the mitochondrial disease. So this is what the new things that are going to happen in our new discoveries. Is this clear? Is this clear? Please do respond. If not, we'll discuss if you have any doubts. There are many methods like maternal spindle therapy and all, the same thing. Whatever I have discussed, that we will be replacing the egg and then we are using the mitochondria from the donor. So same thing only. Right. Let's move to the factual pointers. Great. Thank you for response. Yes. Now let's go to the factual pointers for today. First one, Ranjan, the studies are going on. It is not practically been in vitro fertilization. We are doing it, right? Here there is no transfer of mitochondria and all. We are just taking the sperm and egg and then we are removing, we are doing it in the artificial manner in the lab and then we are deploying in the woman's womb or uterus. That is there. That is practically now it is being available in all the hospitals. But mitochondrial replacement therapy, it is not advanced because there are a lot of defects. Still studies are going on. So it is practically not being deployed, right? In vitro fertilization, yes. What will happen in vitro fertilization? we will take sperm and then we will take egg, and when we will do in the fertilization in the artificial, then we will deploy in the uterus. So that is happening, but this is not yet practically applied, right? It is still theory, but yes, we are taking care of, we are still inventing certain things, right? We are working on them. So in future it will happen. Okay, so the factual pointers, first one about Cytobagus salvinia. So this is a bug. This was an invasive bug. You can see here. This is an invasive bug. They may ask you in the exam, Cytobagus salvinia, what is that recently in news? This is a invasive weed bug species, right? Insect species, right? This was highly affected in the Betul region of Madhya Pradesh. This is an invasive. Now it was eliminated. This was removed recently, right? So this is actually from Brazil. This came into India, and invasive species means wherever they grow, they will affect the surrounding. They will eat lot of other things and then affect the environment, right? So because of that, it became an invasive species and it was eliminated from this region recently. Next one, WHO, World Health Organization, has launched Medevis platform. ME means medical, Device means devices, right? So they have given the shortcut Medevices. So you will know everything about the medication, right? It is open access for anyone, that they can see what type of medicine can be used, this medicine used for which purposes and all. They are creating one platform open to everyone, right? So that is the Medevis platform. I hope that is clear. Next fact about exercise Pitch Black. Exercise Pitch Black 2024. This is a Air Force exercise between India and Australia, right? India and Australia, it is a Air Force. It is not military or it is Navy. Rather, it is a Air Force exercise. Okay, a very important fact to be remembered. Next one, last fact. Recently, our Honorable President Draupadi Murmu ji has unveiled 133rd edition of Durad Cup. Okay, yes, Durad Cup. 133rd edition of Durad Cup, and Durad Cup is for football. That will be asked in the exam. This is the 133rd session which is going to happen in various regions in the northeast, Calcutta, Assam, Shillong, Meghalaya, Jamshedpur, right? So these are the four ones which are co-hosting, and this is the 133rd edition, and Durad Cup is related to the football. So this is about the fact. Now let's practice some questions. Yeah, this is the question asked in the UPSC Civil Services 2021. So I have taken directly from it. UPSC Civil Service 2021 question was asked. First statement, passing on mitochondrial disease from parent to child can be prevented by mitochondrial replacement therapy either before or after in vitro fertilization of the egg. So if without in vitro fertilization for naturally also we can take from the both parents, or even after in vitro fertilization also, if there is still mitochondrial, still we can do it. So this mitochondrial disease can be cured before in vitro or after in vitro fertilization. That was the first statement. Second statement, a child inherits mitochondrial diseases entirely from mother and not from father. So this is the second statement. UPSC Civil Service question 2021. Mostly they have kept wrong because they were not aware about this statement. They thought it is from both father and mother. So this is actually a correct statement. Mitochondria comes completely from mother. So disease also will be come from the mother itself. So that's why second statement is correct, right? First statement is also correct. We can either do before in vitro. So even without any in vitro, if anyone want to do, that also mitochondria can be taken. Egg and sperm can be taken. Mitochondria can be removed. So we can even do without in vitro fertilization, right? So answer is C. Yes, Kumari, Shanti, Ranjan, Rachna, Ramya, Srinath, Gangadhar, Keshav, everyone are correct. Next one. Where is Upper Siang Multi-Purpose Storage Project? See, even if you're solving daily 5 questions, right? So that means if you are taking classes for 20-25 days, if you are multiplying, so that means 100 MCQs you are practicing. You can expect a question, at least 3-4 questions, whatever exam you write, you will see, right? So solving MCQs is also important. It will allow you to know the mistakes, right? So try to solve the questions also. Where is the Upper Siang Multi-Purpose Storage Project is located? We have discussed this, Siang Multi-Purpose Power Project. So this is not related to Sikkim or Uttarakhand or Himachal Pradesh. We have seen this is from Arunachal Pradesh, right? So answer is C. So yes, Srinath, Gangadhar, Ranjan, Rachana, Ramya has answered it as correct. Next one, about the JUM portal, Government e-Marketplace. JUM means Government e-Marketplace, right? So they are asking, what is the role of JUM in public procurement? In public procurement means it is for government purpose. JUM allows only state governments to procure goods and services online. It integrates with the government e-procurement system for seamless transaction. So it means there is already a GEPS where money can be transferred from the seller and the buyer, right? GEM is primarily focused on promoting international trade through government contracts. That is the second one. JUM operates independently of any government ministry or department. So they are saying that JUM will not be related to any ministry. It is out of any ministry. It is regulated by someone else beyond the government, they are saying. So which one is the correct statement? First statement is wrong. Not only state government is mandatory actually for central government. This can be eliminated, and D option can be also eliminated because Ministry of Commerce, special purpose vehicle under Ministry of Commerce. Primarily focused on promoting international trade through government. No, it is not related to any trade and all. It is just to promote the procurement of goods for government offices, and that will be integrated with the government procurement system where the money can be easily transferred. Next question about BIMSTEC. So yes, Ranjan, Rachna, Ramya, Srinath, Kumari, Shanti has answered for third question. Fourth question, which of the following statements regarding BIMSTEC is are correct? So related to the BIMSTEC, which are correct, they are asking. It is an international organization involving a group of countries in South Asia and Southeast Asia, right? First statement, all the countries with whom India shares international border are members of this organization. This is the second statement. Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka and Thailand were the original members of the organization. So what is the correct statements in this? Let's see. The third statement we all know, very popular. First they have launched 1997, all these 4 countries through Bangkok Declaration, which is part of Southeast Asia, Thailand. So third statement is correct, so you can eliminate 2 options. Second one, all countries with whom India shares international border are part of it. No, Pakistan, Afghanistan, China, those are all not part, so second can be eliminated. Now you are left with only one statement, that is 1 and 3. Okay, yeah, 3 is also correct. So answer is D. Yes, Ranjan, Ramya, Kumari, Shanti, Rachna, Keshav, Srinath, everyone have answered this correct. Last question for today. Why was Colombo Security Conclave was formed? So they are asking about the objective of formation of Colombo Security Conclave. To counter Chinese influence in the Pacific Ocean, to enhance regional cooperation in combating terrorism, to promote trade agreement among member countries. It is not trade, they are saying trade agreements, right? To facilitate cultural exchange in the Indian Ocean. So what is the answer for the last question? For what purpose Colombo Security Conclave was launched? So you can see it is not related to any cultural exchanges. It is also not related to any trade, right? It is of security. But what is the actual objective among the two. It is not Pacific Ocean. It is not at all related to the Pacific Ocean. So indirectly, yes, it want to counter the Chinese, but not in the Pacific Ocean. It is on the Indian Ocean. So the answer is to enhance the regional cooperation through combating terrorism. So 5 is B. Who have answered this? Only Ramya has answered. It is not even cultural exchange, right? It is only security one, and that too in the Indian Ocean region to enhance the. Yes, B is the correct answer. So yes, Ramya and Kumari Shanti has answered this. Okay, so that is all for today's session. I hope you have enjoyed, especially the mitochondrial article, which is a very technical and very important as well, right? So revise the things regularly and have a great evening. Thank you.